basically can't be tower dove. You can trade him back. I really want this. This fits a team comp to dive things in. Victor Jinx has great follow-up. You buy a Warden's Mail, you stack up armor, you will survive this lane for sure.
I think it's the matchup data is one thing, but the way that it fits in with the rest of the comp, it's actually such an amazing pick for countering the entire team comp of FlyQuest. So 1, they have a low mobility 80 carry in Aphelios. 2, their jungle top is both AD. And 3, the only magic damage on FlyQuest, which typically comes from the mid lane, is Zilean. It's going to be almost impossible for FlyQuest to cut down the front line of Dig, who can heavily armor stack. Yeah. Because there's very little magic damage coming through from FlyQuest.
Yeah, so, you dive in, right? HECARIM comes flying in, Trin comes flying in, and, which of the 2 carries you go for, right? That Tom Kench supporting them is going to make it a pretty good-looking team fight as Malphite slowly works everyone down as well, or just starts it out in the beginning. Going to be important to see what happens. Blue spotted out, walks away, early sweeper pop to look through, and going to be safe under the tower. That's going to be a mana flow ban. Thanks very much.
That's interesting. If it's...
For the Jarvan, he took the rune. He took the rune for faster summoner spells, so the smite fight is always going River's way. Instead, Ghost into the mid lane, but Blue's not going to get pushed back too easily. Does get pulled in. Sidesteps the bombs. Those were crucial, but Tukui's going to miss. The skill traps now on the bottom side. Exhaust, a flash wait for Johnson. A bit more now towards Afro. Decent damage, 150 left. The stun, but they don't have enough range to follow through.
Afro with the hook onto the minion, not the way you want to start the fight.
Basically, the Gromp plus Wolves to make the XP whole, and that's probably when he's going to hit it. There is a chance Gromp is 4, regardless. It's still going to be 4 minutes and change, so got to look towards top side. Should have expectations that this is where he's headed, but FakeGod must push the wave in. Here comes the push. Do they have enough? Now FakeGod puts on a slow, but he's still going to get pulled right back in. He flashes for nothing. He gets Kuba to flash to chase. Not sure if that was needed, but first blood on the board on the Tryndamere.
It's really interesting the way the early jungle has played out. It's 32 CS to 20, which is what actually has to move blue to make something happen. That's a way the split push can really start to overpower the game.
Go. Trying again. Blue just pushed towards the side, but bombs are on cooldown. No way to double up, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't know if it's a miscoordination or they just simply said, look, I'm just going to walk by, let's just deal some damage, whatever. But the bomb reset was on cooldown when the gank came in, and I assume they were chatting with each other, so give them benefit of the doubt, say, yeah, it's just damage, peace out, whatever. It's not like he burned Ghost for it, right? Yeah. But yeah, not much of a gank.
Zilean's also not easy.
Also true.
We have a Zilean player in the LCS who oftentimes makes it look easy, but a lot of
are going, and right now it's River into the top side playing for Herald. However, JOSEDEODO's here with a red buff, with the ability to smite. Red smite up for both these junglers, and it's River pushing away. First smite burn just to start it earlier. Second smite coming up soon.
Very interesting, actually, the way that this progressed. So they didn't have, like, Dignitas doesn't have any opportunity for FlyQuest. They get this Herald. They've already taken a plate and a half from top lane. If they can get another gank off onto FakeGod at some point and get that top turret rolling, it could be really big.
Great. Looks like the burn down took the middle ones, and now, yeah, the fight for the rest is going to go. However, it is minions being dropped. Yes, thanks for the leash, but the rest of it will be killed off. Afro, I believe, had to solo last hit the cannon, so that is still 72 gold missing from Johnson. So it's actually still gold negative off of that play. Still, the can't steal is pretty nice. 200 gold difference, not too bad. And now, look at this. Tukui gonna get his ulti down in time. Puts the ulti down. Will they have enough good damage? Can they get the last? Yes, they can! The lance gonna hit him! And he just never flashed. Didn't know if he didn't think he could dodge it or if he thought he'd get followed anyway. Saves the summoner, but gets the kill over to Dignitas.
Whoa! I thought for sure that was not a fatal gank. But the fact that it was opens up huge things for Dignitas on the map here. Not only do they get the kill, but River can just stay in the jungle here and zone FlyQuest off minions. This can really start slingshotting Neo ahead from FlyQuest, and this is the way that Dignitas wins, right? They leave FakeGod up in top lane, they have River create some chaos on the bottom side of the map, and they get Neo and Bifrost ahead.
Wow, and they kind of call the bluff, because I think if Afro and Johnson walk up there, like...
Just pointing out the hull breaker as well up top. Kumo's really going to want to try and make some progress with that, but it is getting increasingly difficult as Malphite builds up more wave clear, actually, and more armor, because if the turret's never sitting with minions in front of it, then it's hard for Kumo to hit it. And Dragon number 2, Dignitas right on track.
Well done to Dignitas. Now, Malphite is losing his early lane, but that is expected based on facing Tryndamere and the early ganks. However, he outscales the matchup. And you mentioned, of course, the champ select stuff as well. He can fall off a cliff, and I think Zilean outscales the Victor. So there are some things going back FlyQuest way as well. I think it is a close game right now between these squads. Biofrost Wing over to join the team as mid's going to crash in. And once again, looking for some plays on a Tukoi. Pretty good damage down to 400. Once again, they can go for a flash, dunk into the ulti. And now, can they get the burst yet again? Flashes down, but not enough damage. Feared right into the tower, but Biofrost there for the save. What about the back half? Shield is on, will be stunned by Nautilus. 2 for nothing, seems likely. Get the root. Nice knockup. River turns one around, but they do trade it back. Well done to JOSEDEODO. Poor Biofrost getting low, needs a tongue lash, gets another shield. Staying alive as long as he can, but finally does get burned down. 2-1. Advantage FlyQuest.
Blue gets baited right there, and really nice patience by JOSEDEODO on his ultimate to push Blue into the turret. Really makes a winning situation. Attack speed reduction for 3 seconds, and then he's also maxing his potential armor with his Thunderclap passive.
Neo's gonna get pushed in, but right timing. Biofrost there for the shield, for the jump, and it's gonna be fine. Neo's gonna be all right. Ghost down for an ultimate. Well done, Bio, being in the right place at the right time. No kills. We've still got to stand up here on the top side.
Okay, this would be a big herald for FlyQuest to take because they could drop him in and get first turret of the game. So we have a fight.
Here we go, battle begins. After we're going to walk back for this one. Dunked right back in. River running out of health, though. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. Zilean has burned the ulti. Biofrost a little bit has a shield available. Bomb's not going to hit, and it's going to be a knock-up. He lands it. Biofrost gets a chase down. Tukui's going to fall, and no one is able to grab Rift Herald. So FlyQuest got 100 gold for that, but +1 of the team fight for Dignitas.
What an aggressive move by River. Certain death to fly in there with the Cataclysm against a Zilean. He snuck it. They didn't guard the Herald, and HECARIM sneaks in to get it. That's actually huge because they can now break mid-turret the next time they drop it. Oh, man. They just needed to stand up there and guard it.
Last we checked in, control.
Okay, Dragon 3, but a lot of ultimates are down. So FlyQuest wants to contest this, but they don't even have Zilean ultimate up yet.
Victor and Malphite coming down, but they have Malphite ult. Fake God is going to be a difference maker here. I think Kumo's not yet on his own Gale Force.
I think FlyQuest flipped this.
Okay, they're coming in. Malphite ult hits on it too. They're going to delete Afromu. Kumo coming from behind. Can they kite it out? Stopwatch burn. Be careful for River. As JOSEDEODO's going to be next up. He's got the revive available. It's going to time out. They've traded back on a Jarvan. Biofrost tries to stay alive. Kumo puts the ulti on. Doesn't even have to burn it. It's actually FlyQuest who win the fight. These teams going back and forth.
Wow, huge fight win for FlyQuest right there. They got so much AoE off in that corridor. Even though the Zilean is a solo AP for FlyQuest, they got huge value out of the bombs right there and were able to take down enough members of Dignitas.
Keep scaling up, it will get harder and harder. And even though Johnson's going Lord Dominance, which here against Malphite totally makes sense, it's still going to be a really hard road forward.
Yeah, it's like almost too much armor to feel like you can ever shred.
Right.
When you're talking about a Malphite who gets items, but the Hullbreaker breaks the turret.
And so the skill as a tank player is, okay, I can clear under the tower. When am I allowed to break from this and give a small window to make something bigger happen? And that's like a macro judgment call.
I will say that even though River puts so much attention into bottom lane early, the last team fight and the fact that Johnson got that solo turret pulls him actually dead even to Neo in gold. So Aphelios versus Jinx it's a very true handshake. It's really about who's able to enable them more in team fights because both their damage is going to be very high later in the game.
And Johnson gets to take away some camps, I believe.
Timer on that dragon. That mid push is going to be very important. I think they have a really good chance of setting up for this because you look where the bot lane is, they have this pushed. They can take control of this area, and it's going to be very difficult for Dignitas to kind of enter into that triangle in the river, and FlyQuest may be able to get this dragon just out of setup. We'll see.
Here we go. 17 seconds to go, and there is one ward for Dignitas. Everything else mostly played in fog, now 2 spot. Ooh, so we didn't go to the ward. That is actually pretty meaningful.
Yeah.
Baron Rush is, I guess, doable. I think if Jinx is on 2 items, it's decent DPS. I don't think it's a very likely trade, but they are playing for the cross map. They say, look, Dragon number 2 does not matter, but unfortunately, Kumo aggressively goes for the wave clear. The stun not going to mean too much. Again, he has Hullbreaker, and he does go Kraken, actually. He does go for a build that allows him to fight the Malphite. It won't be as much mobility in the teamfight itself for Assassinated Jinx, but if he's playing, no, we have to keep the Malphite away from the 5-on-5, play purely for the 1-on-1. That's the build that gets that done.
And Jose's a tank in his own right. With the Frozen Heart and the Turbo Chem tank right now.
He's up an item.
Dignitas got to make something happen.
Well, looking right now at the sidestep from Biofrost with the front line to go. Big damage on Afromu. He will not be ulted. He will die instead. Of course, Zilean I just not able to put that ulti onto him, so not going to matter here. 1-0. Mid push going to continue. No double bomb, and River doesn't find the engage just yet, but that turret, they should be able to free hit this one. Stay on there, put the damage in, and yes, they do. 450 for the kill, 500 for the tower. DIGNITAS right back into this one. Bot lane answered enough.
Yep. It's hard for DIGNITAS to retake without having any control words in the river.
There's just Scuttle. Like, interestingly enough, that Scuttle is actually doing so much for them so that they can know if they're going all the way down. If they start Dragon, at least that is known. The setup is nothing, right? The setup, they got no info on the setup. What brush they're playing in, is JOSEDEODO in that brush? Probably, but it's not guaranteed. Did Afro Hex Flash in there? No way of knowing. Ward comes in, Biofrost checks it, feels safe enough.
FakeGod's made it down, though.
Oh, and who are they going to ult, though, is the question. Because Kumo's there here as well. Bot lane back to equal, and DIGNITAS able to muscle their way in on getting FakeGod early and pushing through into the river. Now it's DIGNITAS who own the wards. Dragon is alive, and they started.
We think DIGNITAS should be favored in front-to-back fights, so Kumo's trying to flank behind them. It's about who can mark Kumo. I think if FakeGod just marks Kumo off the side, they should be generally okay.
Looks like it's going to be a smite fight, though.
Yeah, they're flipping it.
And it's going to be grabbed nicely done to JOSEDEODO. And they go in for the dive. A dunk on 2 is going to be enough damage, though. Fearing right back in, trying to burn him down. Malphite ulti hits 2. And here comes Kumo. 1 for 1 so far, but he cannot hit much of the front line. Slowed down, they kite him. He goes for bio, finds one, pops the ult, and then just lock him down. But a stopwatch buys a lot of time. Kumo has to jump over to stay alive. Oh, the Gale Force doesn't kill. It's not enough damage, but Malphite is literally unkillable and walks through the back line, plays the bruiser. FlyQuest lucky to win that smite because the team fight goes 3-3.
Unironically, the most...
Of course, done more damage in the fight as expected. Quick blades are in, but DIGNITAS are back on the map, ready to play for mid lane. Knows he's going to land decent damage. Blue is chunked a bit, but can you really go for River? Actually, a good shot out of Johnson.
They can root him?
Ooh, Chomper's in a good spot, though. That's going to lock down Afro.
They're really thinking about it. The awkward thing for DIGNITAS with high damage to be able to maybe knock Tryndamere off the side lane, because with the way it's currently going, I think FlyQuest is going to have pretty good setup again for the Hextech Soul and have a chance at winning this game.
River plays it pretty safely. Is rooted in place, though. Follow through not probably going to be there. Jose going to jump in. Gets a decent chunk out, honestly. But here comes the next play. They're going to find the double bomb. Just put it on the ward. You land it for the stun. They got TPs into, I guess, defending the team in case it was going to be a dive. Oh, 2 minutes until Dragon. And if FlyQuest get it, that is Hextech Soul. It is the winningest Dragon Soul on the Rift. We'll see if it's going to matter here, though. A lot of that data, of course, is, well, you're ahead. This one's going to be pretty close. Afro walks in, finds a stun onto Invincible, but a stun to River, not bad. Aphelios ult hits only FakeGod. By the way, FakeGod did not take any damage here. The Mortal Shield comes back on, and guess what? That's Aphelios ulti down.
I really thought DIGNITAS was going to try and take a fight there because for once they had FakeGod in front. But now that it's 5v5, they're trying to do everything they can. They're just going to start up Baron, hope for FlyQuest to come in. Surely they're looking for a turn. River on the flank. Watch the Jarvan.
Dookie won the smite last time. Will he get it here? This is a risk. DIGNITAS playing in the Baron. Hasn't been as much of a meme in the last couple of years, but they got to be careful. Zillion poke isn't huge. Kumo going to wait to play the blast plant angle. River still marking as FakeGod is one taking the Baron, but they find River. River can die fast. They ult only a Nautilus, but they find a knockup on a Tukoi. Then on the back lane, it trades one back. 1 for 1 so far. Do they have enough damage? It's still Johnson cutting around. He actually kills FakeGod, and he's going for blue. Lichbane layer. Oh, flash Q auto. He nearly had the damage, and it's time for them to run. Neo is smited. Neo will fall. He can't dodge anything. A double kill for Kumo. The Bud Light ace for FlyQuest.
That could be it. They have a big wave in mid lane. They won the clutch fights time and time again. Looks like FlyQuest is going to 7-4.
And there we go into third place alone. 7-4, the third best record on the LCS. They will knock down the turrets. They will have Jose heal off the turrets. Thank you, Tukui. And it's going to be Nexus falling FlyQuest. 7-4.
Huge bounce back week for FlyQuest Freak. 5-1 before Super Week. 3-game losing streak. Matched up for the 2-0.
Yep.
Right back there again, solidly in third place. And honestly, Kumo's Tryndamere in this game was very impressive to me. The way they were able to move around FakeGod's Malphite and the possible initiation of DIGNITAS was very strong. Johnson, good positioning in basically every fight, not really giving FakeGod good win.